should go to record. I hear people speaking about disputes about boundaries in Kalama, in KONZA, but it should be put in record that in 2010, public participation was done and signatures were taken, and IBC was asking us whether we want to be in Makueni, and we refused. So the actions of people of Makueni, because one, we don't know who is pushing for the lands from Kimutua, Katumani, Yaida, all the way to KONZA to be pushed to Makueni, which is over 30 kilometers away, instead of people assessing. The purpose of devolution was to bring services near. How are you going to convince somebody from Katumani, which is less than 3 kilometers from Machakos town, to go to 30 kilometers away in order to get their title deeds? We know this is a ploy. It is political. We know the ploy is led by some leaders, and it is led in a bid for the next IBC boundaries review. But we are going to tell you that there is no hinge, and I'm reiterating what CS has said. There is no single centimeter that is meant for Kalama will be taken away. But because there seems to be some people with vested interests, we want to say that we know where Kalama is. We don't have boundary dispute, as the letter was verbatim. I was born in Kimutua. We've been in Central Division for the longest time. So how do you just wake up in the morning, seated in Nairobi, you've never been in Kalama, you don't know Kalama, and then you just wake up and do things in your own?
2014, there was an interministerial report to the Senate on the demarcation of KONZA city boundary by the Standing Committee on Lands and Natural Resources, clearly settling the matter of boundary around KONZA. Reference is hereby made to an internal memo, reference SLDP /1/1/4 within the State Department for Lands and Physical Planning in the Ministry of National Government, dated the 19th of November 2024 by one MA, who is the Secretary of Administration in the ministry. And the letter had been copied to the Cabinet Secretary and the Principal Secretary, indicating that there was a discussion that approved the transfer of land records from Machakos Land Registry to Wote Land Registry. The memo sought to have the movement of the land records effected by the 30th of December 2024. The memo has elicited huge public attention, since it is sought to effectively alter the boundaries of Machakos County through the back door without following the requisite legal processes and procedures as outlined in the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and the adjoining statutes. Laptop kwani umerudisha? Nani? Sawa, amekuwa. Sawa. Haika. Sawa. That's okay. No. Is my favorite. No, Kaziba zipigia watu ama kaziba kwake? Yo clear him. Clear him. Yes. We have these documents available. The report that I said, the Senate report about the interministerial in 2014, that clearly explained about the demarcation of the KONZA city and its environs. There is a letter of the response that we got from the CS about our commitment not to interfere with the area but we are surprised that a junior officer in the ministry is contradicting our earlier position. We have with us also the letter that we have sent to the IEBC and IGRTC for public reference. We also have with us the letter that the CS originally wrote to the minister, informing about the information that we had already gathered at that time, back in September. And finally, we also have the letter that the governor herself, Governor Vinyandeti, wrote to the CS, clearly telling them they should not proceed. You can clearly see it was the governor herself who wrote this letter, telling them to desist from interfering with this matter. We will have public forums to further sensitize our people